Welcome to Not4Gossip podcast, where we bring awareness, healing, and change. My name is Siobhan. This gorgeous beauty next to me is my best friend, Christina. Our last video did really good. It was actually better than what I expected. Yeah. First, I want to tell everybody, because nobody did it the last time, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share our videos, please. Everybody from the last video, they kept asking me, they're like, oh, well, how did you guys meet? Yeah. So do you want to?
How do we meet and why did we start podcasting?
Yeah.
Well, we met on Bumble.
Yeah, we did meet on Bumble.
We were both stay-at-home moms.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking for adult conversation.
Yes.
We were tired of talking to our kids all the time.
So we met probably like 2 times.
Yeah.
Before it actually took off. I'd say like the first 2 times it was kind of like, just casual, normal. And then I'd have to say...
Well, I just had first-time jitters. I didn't know, like, what to talk about or how to act. And I was just like, okay.
I know. And every time we met, we had our children with us. So it was like, we couldn't even...
We were preoccupied with the kids.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. And I feel like that third time, because it was like a year that went by, and that third time, that's when we just were like, hey, you want to meet up? And we had some drinks, and I had a little bit too much to drink. I spilled the tea about my life and everything, and it just went from there. I felt like it built a stronger relationship, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I like about our friendship is, like, we don't judge each other. I have to say that's really, really big for me. We don't judge each other. We give our own opinions, but then we sit back and we're like, you know what, you're just going to have to... I'm going to tell you what I feel would be best for you, but go live your life.
Mm-hmm.
I really, really like that.
Good intentions all the way around.
Yes. And we have a lot in common. It's like we do, but we don't. Like in our own ways.
Yeah. It's yin and yang.
Yes. I love it. Yeah. It's like, for example, before we come to podcast, we have to call each other and say like, well, what are you wearing today? Because did you not do it this morning?
Yeah. I was like, I think I'm going to wear black. And you're like, I'm wearing black.
So we're like so synchronized with each other. I'd have to say, like, before podcasting, we always have to make sure with that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as, like, even your license plate, it has my initials on the back of it.
People are probably like, this is weird.
It's really weird. Like, our friendship is really interesting.
It's very interesting.
Now, as far as, like, how we got started podcasting, we have a lot of deep conversations.
Yeah. Would you, like, it was like in the middle of the night, you're like, we need to talk to the masses.
I know. Well, it's like, okay, what really got me to that point was my dad actually had cancer. He unfortunately passed away from cancer, but I remember I did his speech during his funeral. And during the speech, I mean, a lot of people even still to this day will come to me and say like, wow, you need to be somebody to talk, like be a speaker. And I was like, well, maybe, And then after that, life was just coming. Life was coming. And then I just sat back and was like laying down in bed one day. And I called Christina. I'm like, I feel like I need to talk to the masses. And then Christina was like, well, I have somebody that we can podcast. And I said, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it
literally was like, on a whim, like, let's go try this.
Yeah, and that's really how it started.
And we loved it.
Yeah, we did love it.
Like, I didn't think I'd love it this much.
I know. And then not even that, though. It's like, it's a lot of fun. We get to spend more time with each other, which matters because we were actually wanting to talk about mental health today. But we started talking about friendship, and I said, well, let's intermingle it. Let's talk about how friendship does help your mental because it's so important. I mean, since you being my friend, it's helped me tremendously. I didn't for real even have a friend.
Me either.
Yeah, it's really hard, especially like once you get through school and then once you get out of school, you have a lifestyle, you have children, you have husbands or, significant other, whatnot. I feel like it's definitely hard to have a friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This life in the middle. And then you have to maintain a relationship and maintain the friendship.
Yes.
If you want to like nurture it. But I mean, there's some friendships where you can go like weeks or months without talking and then pick up where you left off when you start talking again.
Yeah.
Which I like those kinds of friendships as well. But like a close one, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Like, I love the fact that we could be having a bad day. Oh, and this is another thing, too. Like, this is when I knew she was my actual friend. We were friends for not even that long. And she called my phone. She's like, and I answered my phone, and that's exactly what I heard on the other line. I was like, what is going on?
Wow, you're going to have to tell me which one, because I do that a lot. So you're going to have to tell me which situation.
You called me, and you were like, on 1,000, and I was like, what in the world happened? But it was like, she just called me. She was like, look, this is what's going on, da da da. I gave her some, talked her down a bit, and then after that we were fine. She hung up the phone, and that was it. So it's like, those are friendships that I wish that everybody had.
Yeah,
it helps your mental so much.
It's
so much.
lucky to have.
But so we did like a little bit of research. I noticed in the last video, I'm like,
how's that
I
book of
wonder
sugar?
if it's the South Carolina pollen or.
It is the pollen.
Oh my goodness, my nose is like itchy. The pollen, by the way, if you don't live in South Carolina, I'm gonna tell y'all now, the pollen during springtime is serious.
It's like this much, like a thick layer on your car, on anything.
Yes, like when you're driving down the road, it's like really thick in the air.
You can see it.
You drive past the trees and the wind catches it just enough, and it's.
I could feel it falling into my eyes, and it starts like burning, and I was like, ugh.
The pollen is serious out here. It is serious. I actually seen like tracks in the parking lot.
Yeah. I hate pine trees.
Oh my gosh. And then everybody's vehicle is green. Like you go through the car wash and everybody's at the car wash. But as soon as you leave the car wash. Yeah.
That's fine.
But
like, whatever.
I know. So don't mind me. I'm itchy.
Me too.
But anyway, we did a little bit of research because I was like, ooh, this is actually a really good topic because I love how like you help my mental so much. I mean, since you've been my friend, like my mentals got better, my physical, my emotional, my spiritual, everything is just getting better. But what I like about our friendship is that you have the expectations that I have,
Of friendship?
As far as like friendship, as far as just life.
Yeah.
And you make me a better person. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
I like that. And I feel like more people need to have friendships like that. People that aren't just going to be like the side show Bob. I don't know. Like, you can have some friends to where, hey, maybe you should stop smoking cigarettes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're that friend, Let's be better. Let's not, let's elevate. And that's what I like about our friendship.
I get it, yeah. So a lot of weight is on romantic relationships, and not a lot of weight or significance is on friendship. And friendship is just as beneficial as a romantic relationship. Benefit-wise.
Yeah.
So I looked up a couple things. Well, first I want to talk about like the 80-20 rule in romantic relationships. Okay, say your partner gives you 80% or whatever, but they don't give you that last 20, and how do you fulfill that last 20? It could be through friendship. It could be through other means. So that goes to show that friendship is...
I wonder if that would help against like infidelity and stuff. Having that actual friendship instead of going to like you get what I'm saying? Like with the 80-20 rule, even though they're lacking something, maybe you can go to your friend.
Right.
And talk to your friend, hang out with your friend, do things with your friend that fulfills from you.
Yes, because then you'll be searching for that 20 in another person romantically outside of your relationship, marriage, whatever, and that's not good. So have a friend. Get some like friendship, a real friendship.
Yes.
I'm going to say platonic. Okay. But yeah, I looked something up that was very, like, I didn't really know the whole weight of it, but it makes sense. Friendship is something we really need to understand. There's been this preoccupation with romantic relationships, but many of our close relationships are with friends. This is from Talia Wheatley, a PhD professor at Dartmouth College. So that was really nice to know, because friendship is it's really, yeah, it is. It's underrated. And people think, oh, it's cliche, it's friendship, da-da-da.
It's helped me a lot.
But it's so helpful. Yeah, like our friendship has helped my mental so much.
And we look at things differently too.
Yeah.
Like we can give an opinion about, but we stay open-minded.
Right.
And we don't take things like to heart. Like we know it comes with good intentions.
100%.
And I get it. Not everybody has good intentions. So obviously you have to be careful with who you make a friend with. But I feel like nowadays, like everybody's into social media and whatnot, and we're inside. I mean, even some of the children, I mean, what? So, yeah, so I feel like, making friends really does matter.
It does.
Even when we can be on the phone and we're just like on the phone.
Like sitting in silence, but it's like, it's so like the security and knowing that neither one of us is going to be like, oh God, this sucks, I want to get off the phone. And it's silence. We could just be in silence doing whatever. And it's like, cool. Like, I don't know. I just love that.
Yeah, I do too.
The comfortability of it all.
Yes, and we can hear each other parenting while we're on the phone.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, friendship, it really does matter. I've actually seen like the benefits of it. I mean, it increases your sense of belonging and purpose. It'll boost your happiness and reduce stress. It'll improve your self-confidence, self-worth, help you cope with traumas, like if there's a death or if there's like a divorce, anything like that. It encourages you to change or avoid unhealthy lifestyle habits, which, and
we're starting like working out now.
Yeah.
Well, she's been doing it before me, and she's been trying to get me to do it. I'm like, okay, fine.
Every week, and I make sure I send her videos of me there too. I'm like, don't be hating when my booty's popping.
So it's like 2 months later, I'm like, all right, I got the gym membership.
Yes, and see, but those are the kind of friends you want. Because you have the friends that just allow you to stay like stagnant. But there's so much going on out here. There's so many ways that you can improve and just be better. And it helps you so much.
Yep.
It's helped me a lot. What else was I finding out? I found out a lot of good information with friendship and how it just helps your mental. I also seen that something that was really interesting to me is I seen how friendship was like back in the days, back. Humans evolved in obviously with small groups. It wasn't just blood related. And they were pretty much just saying that we would work together to seek resources, justice, and to protect each other. And they found that the more cooperative or supportive the group was, the more likely it was to survive and pass its bond-seeking genes, which was really nice to know. And it made sense. So if we were back in the day, we'd be pretty successful. we would be very successful. And I just thought that was really cool. So friendship does matter. It's more than just being blood related. It's more than being the mother, the father, the husband, or the wife. It's an essential. It really is. I feel like we do live in a fast-paced society nowadays, and a lot of people will move, so that kind of does affect being able to build a relationship with somebody big time. That was one of the things that was hardest for me when I was making friends, because my dad, due to his job, we would move a lot.
Yeah, I moved a lot too.
Yeah, it was really hard to make friends. And when you grow up feeling just so kind of like lonely, so I'm just so grateful, overly grateful for my friendship.
Adult friendship. Oh my gosh, I think I did something about adult friendships, but an adult friendship is like, I don't know, that's so different than I grew up with my friends since middle school, and we're still friends. It's like, yeah, that's good. That's good too. It just shows that I can maintain a friendship for years and years and years. But I don't know, something about meeting a friend in your adult life, and it's just like,
it's different.
It's different. But I don't know what it is, but it's different.
Yeah, it is. It's very different. And and another thing is I found that like, whenever people do have friends, as far as like recovering from illnesses and whatnot and surgeries, you recover faster and you have a higher well-being and you feel like you live up to like your full potential. I mean, don't you feel as if you've been kind of like living at a greater potential?
Yes, since our friendship.
Yeah. Even like,
I definitely feel like I've helped. There's instances where I've helped you, like example or whatever. And I'm like, oh, how far she's came. How far she's come.
Yes, it's so nice. And you feel like less lonely, and we all know how the loneliness impacts the mental, and it takes like years away from your life. Speaking of that, I actually seen another study, and it said that they did 70 independent studies, found that feeling socially isolated and lonely reduced longevity as much as a severe obese person or somebody smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's how much a friend can help you.
Yep.
It gives you literally longevity. And
it's like sitting with her, like, who wants to sit with their thoughts all day?
Yeah, I know. And honestly, that's probably why we have to pay for therapists now. Seriously, if you have that one friend that you can call, I mean, I tell you all my dirty secrets.
Mine too.
All my little, everything that I'm thinking, everything. We're just like.
And the fact that I could tell you that.
Yeah.
And there's no judgment. There's no side eye.
Yeah.
There's like no embarrassment. It's great.
Yes. And I understand like there's some people out there to where you can't sincerely be friends with them because they might spill the tea. So, you know,
can't hold water.
Girl, what? Yeah, so we have to just be careful with who we make friends with, but we need to start bringing friendship back. It's very important. It's more, you need to set time aside. This is time aside from being a parent, time aside from job, time aside from relationship, as far as like in a
like intimate relationship.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Intimate partner.
So, you know, we really need to set some time aside. This will help with a lot of people, I feel like, with depression as well. I think depression has like skyrocketed crazy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crazy.
But it doesn't, social media does not help.
No, it does not.
Does not help.
It doesn't.
It perpetuates this false narrative, this false reality. And people are just like, oh, I want that too. But mind you, that majority of it is fake. But just be happy in your life.
Yes. And that's one of the things too. I feel like there's so much on social media to where they make their lives look extravagant. They do a lot of like filler filters and whatnot. And it's like, and it's like, that's not even who that person is. It's great going to the gym and being the best that you can be, but you still, like, we're all human.
Yeah.
We're human beings. So at the end of the, don't stop going so hard on yourselves.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I get excited when I see you. Like, hi, friend.
I know. You have such good.
And then you leave on like the codependencies.
I know. It's so real. And it's crazy because like I always see stuff about like, oh, well, I came in this world alone. I'm going to go out alone. It's like, yeah, but you didn't come in here to be alone the whole damn time.
Yeah, right.
Like, what? Like, why do you want to be alone? It's so lonely. And
what's in the middle?
You're going to go out alone. Yeah, you're going to go out alone like 20 earlier years. I mean, 20 years early. Like, when you could have been having fun with a friend or, you know, your husband, wife, children. But it's always good to have friends.
It is.
It's really good. It's really beneficial. They were saying how people that have friends, you have a better immune system. You don't have as much. It helps like with your insomnia, your digestive problems.
Well, dang, it's not helping mine.
Girl,
digestive problems.
Maybe we need to sit together and pray.
Maybe we both need to drink some, was it kombucha?
I know, yeah, some kombucha.
Whatever that is. Ew, it's nasty.
But yeah, I mean, it all matters. It's so important. I would love it would be so cool. Then you could go on like double dates with friends. Ooh, I would like that.
What do you mean?
So it could be like me and you, and then we could find somebody else that's 2 other girls that are like best friends, and you go out. That would be so much fun. It would be fun.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I love it. And not even that, I've noticed like it creates like a kind of like a power machine, so where everybody just starts helping each other and looking out for each other, and I love it.
Awesome.
I love it.
Double dates, friend dates, like couple dates. This is best friends.
Yes. So I think friendship definitely matters.
100%. I found another study. A review of 38 studies found that adult friendships, especially high quality ones that provide social support and companionship, significantly predict well-being and can protect against mental health issues such as depression and anxiety, and those benefits persist across lifespan. That is from Frontiers in Psychology Journal.
See, once again, it helps so much.
Adult friendships, like I said.
Yes, it helps so much. Like I feel, because I'm the only daughter, but I feel like I actually have a sister.
I know.
I feel like I have a sister.
My sister, my definition of a soul sister.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
I think we were separated at birth, maybe.
It might have been, because I'm telling you, it's just so crazy how our friendship has taken off. I remember I was so lonely.
Here?
Yes, it was, and it's hard. And then women, like, we get very judgmental. We always try to look for like the worst in people or the worst in each other, and we shouldn't do that. We should be working together. We should be uplifting each other.
And then it turns into like a competition.
Yeah.
I feel like that. So when I lived in Georgia, it was really hard for me to make friends because I was, I guess I lived differently. And that was like, she lives differently.
Yeah.
And stuff. And it was like, it's just really hard to make friends. And nobody was like, it was very conditional. And I didn't really have anything in common. Like there was no like commonalities or like relatability. Like it was just like, okay, I want a friend. Let me try to find a friend. But you're like sacrificing what you want out of a friend. So
Yeah.
you're just like settling.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a good time. I was lonely there too. I was lonely for like 3 years.
Ugh, it sucks.
And I'm so glad I moved here and met you.
I am
It's
glad
meant
I'm
to
here.
be.
I know, right? But yeah, it helps a lot. I've even noticed that as far as like anxiety has definitely went down since you've been my friend.
Because we call each other over every little anxious thing.
Yeah. Well, like,
that's good though.
Yeah. Or else I'll wake up in the morning and she would have like sent me a message at 1 a.m. or something. And then I'm texting her back.
Wait, I'm the nocturnal.
She's a nocturnal friend. See, I was like that, but then once with my children, how they're just like 4 a.m. and I'm not like that anymore.
Yeah.
They've changed my clock.
Dang. It's like 11, 12, and I'm like, like I get my best ideas at night. I do my best work at night. And she's like, I can't even read this. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. I'm like, okay. And then she's the morning person, and I'm like,
yeah, I'll call her in the morning, like, Grand Rising. And she's like, I'm still waking up. I need to get a coffee.
I'll be back in an hour.
But yeah, it's been important, really important. What else have you noticed, like, as far as with your life?
Like, I didn't think we'd be doing this.
Yeah.
And you've definitely, what?
Well, you know what? That's part of, I feel like, when you have that friend, because I didn't imagine doing this either. But I feel like when you have that friend, they take you to a level of like the unexpected.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I didn't know I was capable of doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, definitely didn't think we'll be doing this.
Yeah.
And you, like, planted that seed or, you know, get it started, and here we are.
But I think also, like, when we were out, a lot of people will attract to us. But I feel like it's because we put out really good energy.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we'll talk about some really good stuff. So...
We do. We talk about, like, randomly just talking, and then we're like, oh, let's just look it up, and then we go down this rabbit hole of, like, research.
Yes.
It's like, oh, this is good to talk about.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Just, like, before this podcast stuff, like.
Yeah.
That's how we were. Ooh, let's get him on the, okay, this is going to be a part of it. What do you think about friendship?
Friendship. I may not be the best person to have that conversation.
Okay.
Because I'm very friendly.
Mm-hmm.
I like to make friends. I am not great at maintaining friendship. I'm not gonna call you.
Well, you know what?
Well, hey, so my best friend in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
But our relationship consists of me sending him stuff on Instagram I think is funny.
Yeah.
That's our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
But if he calls me or I call him, we'll talk for an hour or so, and then not again for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just how that's how my brain.
Yeah.
That's how
I think that's more like a man thing too, because like when I was researching, it was saying how men, like, you normally when you're younger, guys have an abundance of friends, and then as you start aging, men have less and less friends to the point where they don't really have.
That's not that doesn't make it the best option.
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of maintaining, and developing friendship, I think it's more culturally acceptable for. Hold on, make sure I say this right. I think the healthy way to do it is the way women are expected to do it, whether or not they're taught to do it. And I think that an unhealthy way to do it is how men are expected to do it. Like, it's just gonna be that way.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, well, let's teach these little boys how to have healthy friendships.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I think men are like that. But just because we just kind of let it happen.
Yeah.
And with women, like, the way that you meet friends and make friends and keep friends and talk to each other, so much talking, and you get together and you hang out, like, it isn't 100% all the time everywhere, but it's more prevalent with women. And I think it's just because we just expect it. That's what they're gonna do. They're girls, they're gonna talk, they're gonna hang out. I got stuff to say.
Yeah.
I just haven't had 18 years, 20 years of practice.
Yes.
Learning how to articulate all this stuff.
Right.
I got emotions.
Right.
But like, it's easier for me to say, did you see that anime? I felt like this video game. You know, it's just easier.
Definitely.
To do that than it is to articulate.
Yeah. But I you know what? That was actually something that I was researching. Like, this goes back to the autism stuff. That's why it's harder to find autism in girls versus boys, because girls are taught at younger ages how to be social and interacting, but guys are like, let's go race our bikes and jump off this roof and see who makes it out alive. You know? So it's a little different. Yeah. So I can see why you're saying that.
Definitely.
It makes sense.
Men and women, or girls and yes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
To be fair, we are different. We function differently. We is cognate a word? We think differently. We process information differently.
Yes.
But I think in terms of friendship, it and so I saw this. This might be a slight variation off the topic, but I thought of it, so I'm saying anyway. I saw this post a while ago that showed the men from the Avengers, RDJ, all of Thor, all of them. They were all, but they were tired, and they were all like laying down in the same bed, asleep. And it was like, this is healthy friendship. Like, they're comfortable with each other. There's not this awkward stigma, and they're just gonna go sleep, and they're just near each other at a bed. You know, they were just laying next to each other, and it's like the ideas of what is healthy for men as opposed to what is healthy for women socially are so disparate, but not in reality. Like, y'all can do that, and nobody bats an eye. And half the time, nobody's like, are they? No, they're asleep. They're asleep over there.
Yeah.
But if two guys do it, it's a whole big thing.
Yeah.
Because society has dictated that this is how it's supposed to be, and not like that. When in reality, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Wow, that was a good point.
Yeah. Yep. Social norms.
I know. I'm so
that's what I'm saying. That's just like, I don't like to do things by society standards or what. I don't know. I try to challenge social norms and societal norms, blah, blah, blah. I try to challenge that because who said that's normal? Who said that's the right way to do it? Who said that's rule? That's gospel? No?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you 100%.
I agree. Majors. Very
I like
different
that
perspective
point.
of thinking about it, yeah.
But that was actually something that I seen as well. Like within the notes, they were talking about what we find socially appropriate for men compared to women. I mean, our friendship's really close. So people be like, are they?
Yeah. Like you have such a close friendship and people assume that that's something
else.
What, sexual or something? Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Nothing's wrong with just having a really good
like,
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stand it. It's really annoying.
Nothing wrong. Like, people, like, open your eyes. Maybe think outside of the box.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that we've come to this stigma.
Yeah.
And it's not that at all. It's nice to have that friend. It really is, and it's very important to have.
Men and women,
I do feel bad for the men, though. I feel like the men have it bad when it comes to a friendship.
Me too.
Oh, man. There's actually a lot of men that don't really even have, like, an actual friend. I don't even think men really will tell. Like, we get really deep. We can say some real stuff about how we feel or what we're going through, but I don't think men really do that. Do they? Do you have like a friend to where you'd like tell everything to?
No.
Yeah.
I can say that my brother does because we were actually having this conversation last weekend. And he has a friend where they tell each other like a lot of stuff, but they don't talk all the time. They'll text often, not every day, but they'll text, but they don't talk on the phone all the time. But he said that when one of them are like driving home or something, they'll FaceTime and they'll be on the phone for like an hour or so, just
so
talking.
That's kind of how men have friendships.
Yes.
You guys like to have long distance friendships.
Yeah.
Not me. I want my friend to where I'm.
But I do notice that my brother's friendships are not surface. They are deeper. And that's maybe it's because he was raised around, he has all sisters.
That could be a good point.
So he's pretty good at maintaining friendships. He's good at talking about his feelings and emotions with his friends. And I think he's found friends that are that way too. Yes, so I think it helps because he has 3 sisters.
Yeah.
Older sisters.
Yeah.
So.
No, I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I don't think it's very common for men to really even have, like, super close friends to tell everything to.
Yeah. So, men, don't make fun of us when we're on the phone with our friends and our besties having random conversations, like topics, and you're like, what? Take notes. Okay.
Yeah, take some notes.
Take some notes.
It matters. But yeah.
But we just want to talk about our friendship and how it, our friendship and friendship in general and how it impacts your mental health, and also why we started this podcast and how we met.
Mm-hmm. Since everybody wanted to know, now you know. We met on Bumble. Bumble, we're here for you. Give me a call.
But it was good. It was good. I didn't even know that friendship brought all of those positive attributes and positive like mental
I know, I didn't
things. So
I didn't know
it
that
makes
either.
sense.
I am like so happy I have a friend.
Yeah, me too.
And then we can be like, I know. And like I could have a bad day and I could be crying on the phone. She's like, I'm coming over.
2 wheels.
What?
Well, if she's crying, she never cries. So when she cries, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I'm pretty tough.
I'll drop everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this was good. Informative podcast episode. Huh? I'm glad we got to talk about our friendship and tell everybody about us.
Mm-hmm. I'm tired.
Per usual, we're gonna...
I'm tired today, y'all. I don't know what happened.
Oh, it's probably... Do you have allergies?
No, but it could be.
Allergies makes me super tired. I've been really, really tired lately.
I think I'm just tired because of parenting. And
well, yes, that as well. Let's add all the external factors. Mm-hmm. All right, guys, this is the end of the episode. As always, like, subscribe, and share. Guys, we like to end this episode with a quote. Talking to your best friend is sometimes all the therapy you need. Thank you. What is wrong with you?
Is he? She just grabbed a leaf.
It's hot.
You're asking me what's wrong with me, and you grabbed foliage.
I'm on my period and I'm sick. You can't get this fucking part done.
Okay. That was great.
Bye.